Hi guys, welcome back to another video, and today I have got a sketchbook tour for you. I want to share with you all of the artwork and spreads that I created throughout February 2025. But before we dive into that, I've got some very exciting news that I want to share with you. I finally got monetized at the end of January, and yeah, I can't believe it. I was so excited. In the first 3 weeks, I think I've earned £12, so it's not very much, but yeah, to me it is everything. This has been something I've been working towards for well over a year, and I'm so excited. I can't believe it. I'm absolutely over the moon, and I can't wait to grow this channel more. I love being a content creator. I love making videos. I love making art. I can't wait to see where this goes. It helps me move towards this goal that I have of being a full-time artist, which this time last year just felt so far away and so impossible. And just by making art kind of every day for a year, it's made me feel like an artist now. Whereas this time last year, I felt like a wannabe artist. So even that in itself has just really helped to kind of cement the types of work I like to do, what I feel like is my style, just enjoying the process, getting more confident in the process, getting more confident in my work and the types of work I want to make. Yeah, the whole journey's been amazing, and I'm still at the beginning. So yeah, thank you so much for watching these videos. It literally means the world to me, and I can't wait to see where this goes. Let me know down below in the comments any type of videos that you want to see, any styles of videos, any information, any questions, anything like that. But yeah, can't believe it. It really does make me feel like a proper YouTuber. It makes me feel like this could actually be my career. It's been something I've been dreaming about for such a long time, and just meeting this milestone makes it feel possible. With all that being said, I do have a sketchbook tour for you. So let me show you all of the work I've been making throughout February. All the artwork, all the sketchbook spreads, all the experiments, all the things I've been trying. Let me show you what I've been up to. Okay, so I have an exciting array of sketchbooks and artwork to share with you that I completed in February 2025. I've basically been working in these 3 sketchbooks. I've got my Moleskine, my Fabriano and my Pith Arablanco, and I've really been loving the large size of this, but also the small accessible size of this. This is the one that I tend to work in daily. I love that it doesn't take me very long to do a spread in here, and I can keep it in my handbag if I want, just with a fine line pen, or I can sit on the sofa in the evening and watch a movie and just doodle away. So this has become yeah, really my go-to, and the other ones are more the experimental ones. So with that being said, let me show you everything I have been doing throughout February. I'll start with this one. There's only a few pages really, and I love the paper in here. It's a lovely sort of watercolory type paper, so it takes the colours really well, and that was something I'd really missed during January. So yeah, splurging colour on the page and then just doing my fine line drawings over the top. So nothing too fancy, and it was really almost a loosening up kind of exercise doing this. I'm just playing around with stuff, just seeing what feels good, just seeing what I enjoy doing. This isn't about making really perfect, beautiful, finished spreads for me. This is about kind of gaining that confidence in my work, and yeah, finding a process that I fall in love with. So yeah, spread there, not finished. We'll skip past that. I then decided, I was so inspired by all the leaves that I find on the floor. Most of them have damage, most of them are kind of have different coloured splodges on them. So I pulled out my gouache, which was one of the first times I've used gouache, and I absolutely loved creating this spread. So this was just a gouache base, and then I used coloured pencils over the top, and I really loved the outcome. This is a really different way of working for me, because I usually do like a big abstract, kind of like this, like a mandala orb, and then I draw the black and white imagery around the outside. So it was just really fun to work in a different way. I enjoyed it so much that I then did another page and was just playing around with colours here as well. Really loved this, really loved the idea of kind of adding in the damaged parts of leaves as well, which I just think adds a really interesting element. This one I really like, just like the colour variation. So just putting down that base of gouache colour first of all, and then drawing over the top with coloured pencil. Is that it? I think that's it in there. So not very much in there, but that was really the start of some exciting colour work for this month. I was then also working in my moleskin. Now this, I will admit, I've been trying to keep black and white. I've really loved the simplicity of this, and I love the idea of using this as kind of a reference book, so something I can come back to and make paintings from these sketches, from these drawings. So that's the idea moving forward. Right, all of those are January. So February is here, where I'd got to this idea of drawing separate motifs with the idea that I could photocopy them, print them out, cut them out, and then play around with composition. So that was the idea behind all of these spreads, of just doing simple drawings. Again, really fun to just stick a movie on in the evening and then sketch whilst I'm doing that. All of these I have then photocopied. Let me show you that. Here I've literally got a plastic wallet full of my photocopies. I've cut them out. So yeah, separate, here we go, look, separate little motifs. Really nice to then play around with. I can maneuver them, I can layer them. I could play with the scale of these, but that's not something I've done. I haven't actually scanned them into my computer, but it's something I could do and then print them out in different sizes. But I've just printed them, kind of photocopied them as is on my printer. But yeah, really fun. And these actually would be great to then use for like collage, in like maybe an art journal spread or something. This would be fantastic for that, just splurging down colour and then just layering in some of these. I think that would be a really fun meditative way of making art, especially if you're trying to do like a daily challenge and you're limited on time. So yeah, I've kept all of these together just in one place, and then when I get time I cut things out. The compositions that I've enjoyed the most, I've actually stuck down just on cheap printer paper, because again I'm using these as references to do paintings from, or kind of other drawings. So again, just kind of maneuvering things around, playing with compositions. So yes, I've got more of these to show you as we go through, but we will get to those in time. But I just wanted to show you that this is where this idea has come from. And that's what I love about making art, is the more you make art, the more you kind of get inspired along the road. And this part of my process especially is something that I couldn't have imagined doing before I started the process. So that's why it's so important to make the art, let yourself be inspired, and kind of follow that muse and follow the road that it shows you. So moving forward, just again, feeling like I just needed to draw kind of something mindless, meditative, just to make myself feel better pretty much. So yeah, this is what all these are, just really, you know, stripping things back to basics, just drawing over and over and over. I just repeat very similar motifs. My doodle patterns in here as well, I really love these. So this that looks like motion or water or movement. It's also good for like a hair texture as well. And I also love this, the really dense kind of black little bobbles. So yeah, really love the combination of those. These as well, really fun, loved drawing these. Again, this was sort of where the idea came from for layering things together and playing around with composition. This really inspired me because I thought this would be really cool to turn into prints, particularly lino prints. And I keep saying that about this sketchbook. There's something about this sketchbook. I've never thought about being, you know, a lino print artist before, but there's just something I've really loved about the artworks I've been making that's really inspired me to, I don't know, experiment with that avenue this year, and it's definitely on my goals list. So with that in mind, I mean, this is a blank page that I've drawn out ready to do some more sketches and haven't. This was a mandala orb, but again without adding colour, so I've just added a little night sky in the middle and all my vines around the outside. Oh yeah, these were a doodle page that I did just one evening whilst watching the TV. I've not actually inked this one out yet. That's a full moon in the middle. So yeah, just playing around with ideas all the time. I'm always playing. But here, this is what I wanted to get to, was this is my piece of lino. So I've bought some lino ready, and this is going to be my focus for April actually. But I basically placed it on the page, drew around it. So this is the exact size of my lino, and was just sketching out ideas. So these were never meant to be anything kind of finalized or finished artworks, just doodling and playing around with ideas. I have kind of got a vague pencil sketch there of like a butterfly and a flower, so I need to ink this one out. And then I've drawn the outlines for these, so a lovely barn owl in there, and yeah, the night sky. And then here, kind of like that previous sort of, this one, mandala orb style, with then florals around the edge. So just trying to fit it into that box. And I have made myself some more grids there. So the idea here was to really make myself create some design ideas. So this doesn't mean that I will make all of these into lino cuts, but this is just an experiment and just playing around with ideas and things that I could try. So yeah, watch the space on these, because that's definitely something I really want to give a go to in April, because I've decided for March I want to focus more on colour, and I will show you why. So I did this lovely big mandala orb spread, pretty crazy. But yeah, splurging down colour, and again I just really missed working in colour in January, and so this was almost a release of just getting it out on the page, not worrying about what it looked like. This is a mixture of gouache and watercolour and Neocolor 2s and coloured pencils, and then I've used my black fine line over the top. And yeah, I love it. Just, I loved making it. I don't care if people don't like it or think it's weird. I love making these. So that was really nice as well to do in this larger scale of the Oro Blanco sketchbook. I then come back to my cutouts. So these are all photocopies that I've stuck in here with the idea of then painting that design here in colour. And so far I've not been brave enough, but that is definitely something I want to do. So again, I was kind of using this as a quick way of playing around with composition ideas for potential paintings, and then trying a painting and see how it goes. This is one of the most ugliest spreads I've made in a long time. It was a really quick, rough sketch in coloured pencil, and I really hate this spread. And I'm telling you now, I will paint over these, probably just do a big gouache layer and then paint over the top. But I'm going to show you that I also make horrible pages. It's normal to make bad art. Everybody makes bad art. It's part of experimenting and realizing, heck no, that is not how I want to work. That is not working for me. And that's fine, and it's good, and it's part of the process, and that's how you become better as an artist. You have to make mistakes and find what's going wrong in order to evaluate the things that are actually going right and the things that you want to pursue further. So yeah, done and dusted with that. I was like, no, we're not doing that again. So guess what? I went back to my lovely leaves, added more yellow in this time. Really enjoyed this. Again, quite a meditative process of just painting down leaf shapes, and they don't even have to be anything exact. They just need to be a vague little oval blob or something. They don't need to be exact leaf shapes, and then just drawing in over the top with pencils. And yeah, really love this process. So that was really fun, especially to do on this big spread as well. Then we get into doing mandala orbs. Now this was a real light bulb moment for me. Usually I will do a central coloured orb, and then everything around this is drawn in my fine line pen. This was a real experiment for me, where I let myself just push myself out of my comfort zone. I was like, look, it's in my sketchbook. If it goes wrong, it goes wrong. If it's ugly, it's ugly. It really doesn't matter. And having that mindset has really helped me to kind of push forwards and do something different. So I actually painted in the backgrounds, which I love. This one I want to go in and doodle with white on the top. So I'm investigating a really good white pen at the minute. So if you've seen my latest art haul video, you will know that I've been trying to find a decent white pen. If you have any suggestions, please leave them on the comments below. You guys have been amazing with tips and suggestions. I always learn so much from you. So yeah, just using a black fine line here over the top. Loved this, loved working like this. I love just the mixed media element of, I don't know, creating something new and different and unexpected as well. So yeah, took this further by doing a larger piece. And again, because I've done the blue in the background, I'd really love to kind of sketch in with the white. See here, like this is the white of the paper, and it's just really beautiful, this contrast that it gives to the dark. So I'd love to be able to draw some motifs and stuff in there. But yeah, I also love bringing this colour out, sort of out into the surrounding area. So it's not just my coloured sort of orb in the centre, which is how these artworks always started off as. Moving forward, so inspired by all the leaves and things I've done here, I then painted with, I think this is gouache. It might be watercolour actually, but yeah, so I just painted down really vague sort of shapes of leaves, and then adding in the black fine line over the top just transforms these into something that just feels like a final finished piece. It's just magical, that combination of putting the colour down and then using the black outlines. Not all artists like that, but I love it. I just love having the black in there. So I then pivoted again, and this was one of the most fun and probably one of the proudest pieces of artwork I've made, definitely in the last year, I think. So again, I used these cutout shapes kind of as inspiration. I have a sticker of a tiger face, so that was where the inspiration came for that. And I just drew it out first of all in black fine line, and then all of that is coloured pencil. So it's just layering up really lightly different coloured pencils, and I really love the almost painterly look that you get from that. I was really proud of this, and this felt like a finished artwork to me, and it feels like I'm taking my art to the next level. It's taken a long time to get to this, but yeah, the only way I've done it is through making art every single day for well over a year. And finally I feel like I'm getting somewhere. So this has then inspired where I'm heading for March. So March, I am doing my cutouts like this. Okay, so I'm gonna leave this spread for a second and come back to it and show you this in a minute. That was the 1st of March, the last piece that I did, and I don't know why I've kind of chopped and changed around in the sketchbook, but let me show you this. So this was kind of one of the first big gouache spreads that I did, and it really helped me gain a lot of confidence in my work, in my ability as well to paint, because I think up until now I'd really felt like perhaps painting wasn't my thing. This spread in particular is my absolute favourite. I've loved it. This was an experiment of kind of working with my night skies in the background as well, and outlining in white, so just using white gouache. I absolutely love these. I was so proud of these. I couldn't believe how well they turned out in the end. So yeah, this has given me so much confidence going forwards as to how I want my work to progress. I've also got my, you know, old faithful mandala orbs. Just love doing these. Just so fun. I love this sketchbook as well. It's honestly, I know I've said this before, but this big size is just so fun to splurge a nice big orb of colour in the centre and then draw around the edge. So I had a lot of fun making this. I've then gone on to do some coloured backgrounds. This is actually, I know it doesn't look like much, but this was how these spreads started, just by a messy coloured background, and then I painted in over the top. So I'm really excited to see kind of what comes out of these. And then, oh yeah, bit of an experimental page. So again, a page I'm not really loving. Tried my watercolors. It's interesting to me that I've always loved watercolor, but recently I'm really not vibing with it. I prefer gouache, and that's been a real shock almost, but I love that medium. I think it's really beautiful. I think it layers down beautifully. So this was almost just an experiment of working with watercolor to see what I thought of it, to see if I've been a bit, you know, dismissive of it. But yeah, you know, even after spending all that time putting together a nice watercolor palette, I'd rather work in gouache. So again, this is just cemented for me where I want to go next with my work and how I want to move forwards. So with that being said, let's go back to this spread here. I am playing around with compositions like I have shown you already. And then, yeah, I've made this painting. So this is a little sneak peek. This is the 1st of March. And yeah, this is the painting that I made based off of this sketch. And I used Neocolor 2s for the base colour of the sketch. I then layered up loads of different coloured pencils to get in all that detail. And then the blue turquoise background bit is gouache. And I wanted it to have this nice solid background that it feels like it's sat on. And I'm so proud of this. I love it. I'm really excited about where my work's going with this sort of aspect. And I could see this as a really nice sticker design, maybe on a greetings card, maybe an art print, things like that. Maybe even a t-shirt design, who knows. But yeah, really excited about this. And I'm excited about this as well, being part of my process of kind of collaging things and using that to help me make decisions along the way, because it takes me so long to draw stuff out. So if I literally drew all of these designs, it would take me so long, I wouldn't have time to paint. So that's why I've gone down this road of photocopying my drawings, cutting them out, and then collaging them like this. And you can just spend hours as well, just putting things in, taking things out, changing things around, draw something else to add in the middle. Yeah, it's been a really fun part of the process. So with this being said, I am really excited next month to do a sketchbook tour with you and show you all of the work that I've made in March, because yeah, I'm really excited to see where this goes. I hope you found this inspiring. I hope you're enjoying these monthly sketchbook tours. The idea is to kind of give myself some accountability, but I think it's also really refreshing to review all the work you've done over a month, because sometimes it feels like the month's flown by and you've hardly done anything. And when you actually look back at the work you've produced, you realize just how far you've come, or just how much you've made, or you forget about a piece that you really fell in love with, or you found a new process that you really enjoyed. So yeah, I think this is all part of the journey, and I love making art, and I love the adventure that it kind of takes you on. So I can't wait to see where this goes next. Thank you so much for watching. I will see you again soon for another video. Lots of love. Bye.